So when we consider menopausal sleep disturbances, the primary complaint that women report about is waking up after they've first fallen asleep, waking up and then having trouble going back to sleep. So they're spending some time in the night waking and then spending that time awake instead of sleeping. And what the NIRVANA trial shows is that with the treatment with elinzanetant, there is this reduction in the amount of time spent awake. So when we look at the absolute numbers, whether it's 10 minutes or 18 minutes, it did differ depending on whether we were using our polysomnography, that was the in-lab gold standard sleep measurement, or using a device, that's another objective measure of wakefulness, or of course looking at the self-report, like how long women thought they were spending awake. And it's on average around about a reduction of 10 minutes with elinzanetant, which is impactful. So when you ask somebody who is spending a lot of time awake during the night, that is one of the main factors that influences how they feel the next day. So they will say they feel more tired. It also leads to a poor mood, sort of immediate impacts the next day. So any improvement and reduction in the amount of sort of how much time you're spending awake during the night is likely to have a benefit for the next day. And I do think that there'll be further results and further analysis of the data coming out from the NIRVANA trial that can very clearly look at the next day impact and how that was improved with that reduction in wakefulness. I think that the NIRVANA trial adds to what we are already learning and know from the OASIS trials about the efficacy of elinzanetant in treating sleep disturbance associated with menopause. Again, that is in women who have moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms. And so we're seeing that the evidence is building. NIRVANA adds to that by using these objective measures of wakefulness and sleep disturbance. So objective measures sort of have a higher bar as for the requirements for entry into the study. The woman needed to have at least 30 minutes of objective measures of wakefulness based on polysomnography to enter the study. And so I think that the best way of looking at these results is putting it together with the OASIS trials, that whether we are measuring self-reported sleep or measuring with our gold standard polysomnography or measuring with a more sort of modern device that's placed next to the bed and that's tracking objective sleep, we can see improvements in the elinzanetant compared to the placebo group. That said, of course, there are more studies needed because this was doing a post hoc analysis across the 12-week period. So we need to also look at women who not only have the moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms, but also consider women with a range of severity of vasomotor symptoms and see how elinzanetant performs in those women. And I think the novelty about elinzanetant is that it's not hormonal. It is targeting the mechanism of hot flashes, and so it has a very targeted approach. And not only that, it has a dual action where it's hypothesized that the dual action of elinzanetant is not only targeting the mechanism of the hot flashes, but through its second mechanism may also be directly targeting the sleep disturbances associated with menopause. So there's certainly a lot of evidence from mechanistic understandings as well as from the NIRVANA and other trials that elinzanetant is a promising option for women who have menopausal sleep disturbances, and right now in women who also have those moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms.